Hey, peace and salutations to you brothers out there, man. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and the 144. This is my fourth attempt trying to do this video because I know what I want to say, but it just has to flow out of my mouth. And so, today's Sunday. It's 8:10 a.m. I woke up this morning. I took a shower, came back to my room, and I was like, "Well, I ain't doing nothing, so might as well just do a video, man." So, the spirit that I'm in these last few days, because I know we're that close. Everything that's been going on and everything that's happening is all attributed to the new covenant in the physical world. So we see everything that's happening. We know we're that much closer to the Lord's return. And so that's why I'm doing these videos, because it encourages me, and it just keeps me in the. It just keeps me going. It keeps my feet moving forward. So I encourage you, brothers, to keep doing your videos, man, because if I can fly right here. It helps. We're comforting one another with these words. We're putting each other in remembrance with these words, man. So, I just wanted to freestyle. I'm in the book of Second Ezra's, and I got a scripture, but I just wanted to just talk about a whole lot of stuff in this video, man. We know the most important thing right now is the new covenant, and so with the new covenant coming out, and with everybody believing in the new covenant, that's just the prophecies being fulfilled, because it's the remnant of our people and the believing Gentiles that believe uh, are coming in, and even prophecies with the Pharisees not believing, that's prophecy within itself. With the majority of our people not believing, that's prophecy within itself. So we see prophecies being fulfilled, and everybody's falling into their place, and it's the Spirit that's doing the work. And so the new covenant is important, because the new covenant is here. It's been here over 2,000 years. And uh, those of us that's teaching it, we're doing we're building upon the foundation of Peter. We're building upon the foundation of the Lamb that died. So we're witnessing his life, his what he did, what he came to do, to die for the whole world. He being the only begotten Son of God, he came and gave himself for the whole world, that whosoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. And um, that's the ministry, and that's the gospel that we're teaching. So this goes to all men. Salvation is to all men. So with that being understood, everything else that's happening in the physical is only um, based around the new covenant, the Lord's return. Yeah, I wanted to go into the Lord's return because we that believe and are in the new covenant, we want the Lord to return because we're tired of this place, man. You see what I'm saying? We want the Lord to come back and deliver us, you know, which he did in the spirit. He's gonna do it in the physical, because there is a physical deliverance. So this is Second Ezra chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whosoever the voice, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the men that came out of the sea. So that's talking about all these different nations, because remember, they're going to be going to war, and they're going to be fighting before the Lord gets back. And there's going to be a lot of things happening. The reason Ezra was a prophet that was given all these different visions during the time when his people was in captivity. He was the one that Uriel came and spoke to, that gave him all these comforting words concerning the end and everything that he was going to be seeing. And so when we look at everything that's happening all around us right now, uh, is this is what's happening. We're that close. We're at that time. You see, and this is all happening because the remnant is believing, and the Gentiles that's meant to believe are believing. This is all happening based around the new covenant. You see what I'm saying? So let's keep going because the Lord, He got His glory, and He's coming back with that vengeance. But I would have seen a region or a place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, he saw the violence of the multitude that came, and he later lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of the fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon the son of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So as he was saying this vision of the Lord's return, man, and he fighting and he conquering the nations that go and fight against him. Because not all the nations are gonna believe. You're gonna have only certain Gentiles that believe. Same thing with our people. Not all our people are gonna believe. You're gonna have that remnant, which the Gentiles that believe in the remnant equals that one people, New Jerusalem. Let's keep going. It says, and there afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offering, and then when I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that were not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that were laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that were left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come unto these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, The interpretation of the vision which I showed thee, and I will open unto you the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that were left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure in peril in that time has kept himself, they that be falling into danger or such as have works and faith towards the Almighty. Notice therefore that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same as he whom God the highest has kept a great season, which by his own self should deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. Right, that's our big brother. You know, the scripture says he's not going to meet the world as a man. He's coming back as a vengeful power. All the earth shall will because of him. So the Lord, he's coming back to get his. He's coming back to get his, man. He's gonna take all the crown off these heads, and he's gonna give his reward to his servants, the prophets, man, and to all those that followed him, the 144,000. But it first begins with him. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he neither held sword nor any instruments of war, but at the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishing of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed before thee. Then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting. But he should stand upon the top of Mount Zion. So they're not going to be able to overcome the Lamb. He's going to overcome them. And he's coming back as a lion this time. He's going to overcome them, as it says. And Zion shall come, and he shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill graven with our hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked invention of those nations, which for their wicked life are falling into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto himself, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Uzziah the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took counsel within themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their own statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, and they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when it shall begin to come. Right, so it's explaining the 10 tribes that uh came over here to America, and it's actually interesting. One of a good friend actually gave me a Book of Mormon, which if you read about the Book of Mormon, you will actually see the 10 tribes in there, which is a part of which is Israel. The Gadites, the Issacharites, Zebulonites, so on and so forth. I'm a finish this. The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that he may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people, or did I found within my borders, that's the remnant. That's those of us that the Lord is gonna protect during this time, man. Because remember, this second Jacob's trouble is not gonna be for the remnant. It's coming for these guys that have denied the Lord, that are denying the new covenant, that are teaching these wayward doctrines, man. That's for you guys. And then he shall show them great wonders. Then said I, O Lord, that bearest rule, show me this. Wherefore have I seen a man coming up from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that were in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby thou only hear or lighten. For thou hast forsaken thy own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law, and sought it. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, and hast called understanding thy mother. And therefore have I showed thee the treasures of the highest. And after 3 other days I will speak other things unto thee, and declare unto thee mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governeth the same, and such things as fall in their seasons, and there I sat 3 days. So I just wanted to read this real quick. The Lord's return and the glory that he's that he already has, because he's coming back to deliver his elect. He's coming back for his bride. He's coming back for the remnant and you believing Gentiles, man. And so with that, Shalom.